ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणं
रघुनाथान्वितं
तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते
गोपेश गोपिकान्ता राधाकान्ता
नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत
गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने
नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे
मुखं करोति वाचालं
भङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं
यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। जय जय श्री चैतन्य
जय नित्यानंद
जय अद्वैत चांद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय
नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चांद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चांद्र
जय
गौर भक्त वृंदा।
All glories to Lord Chaitanya, all glories to Lord Nityananda, all glories to Advaita Chandra, and all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. So we are in the Antya Khand of Chaitanya Bhagavat, chapter 2, where Lord would be traveling towards Bhubaneswar and other places and finally reaching Jagannath Puri.
त्रिभुवन कृष्ण दिया चेनान्न छत्र ईश्वरेर इच्छा था के मिलिव सर्वत्र. Krishna has supplied food for the three worlds. If he desires, one will certainly obtain it. So yesterday we heard how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were describing that the mercy of the Lord, by the mercy of the Lord, we may find food even in jungle. And if you are not destined, if it is not sanctioned by the Supreme Lord, even if we are the son of a king, we may fast, we may go hungry the entire day. So this is what the Lord is saying, that it is by the grace of the Lord we are maintained. So Krishna has supplied food for the three worlds. If he desires, one will certainly obtain it. So we are completely dependent on the grace and mercy of the Lord.
आपने
ईश्वर सर्व जाने रे शिखाया इहाते विश्वास यारा से सुख पाया.
In this way, the Lord personally taught everyone. One who has faith in his words obtains happiness.
येते माते केने कोटी पर्यटन करे. Ishwarera ichcha haile se palandhare. A person may endeavor for something millions. A person may endeavor for something millions of different ways, but the result will come only if the Supreme Lord sanctions it. हे नमते प्रभु तत्व कहते कहते उत्तरीला आशियाटी शारनागरेते.
As the Lord revealed the truth in this way, they came to the village of Artisar. So they were traveling, walking, talking, and Lord was sharing such infinite pearls of wisdom. And finally, they reached to the village of Artisar.
से आटिशार ग्रामे महाभाग्यवाना आचे न परम साधु श्री अनंत नामा. In that village of Artisara lived one most fortunate saintly person named Sri Ananta. रही देन आसी प्रभु ताहर आलये की कही बार तारा भाग्य समुच्चये.
The Lord came and stayed at his house. Who can describe the limit of his good fortune?
अनंत पंडित अति परम उदारा पाइया परमानंद बाय नाही यार. Ananta Pandit was greatly magnanimous. He became so blissful that he had no external consciousness. Vaikunthera pati asi atiti haina santoshe bhikshara sajja karite lagila.
The Lord of Vaikuntha became his guest. He therefore happily began to arrange the Lord's lunch.
सर्वगण सह प्रभु करिले न भिक्षा सन्यासी रे भिक्षा धर्म करये न शिक्षा. The Lord and his associates took their meal at his house, and the Lord thus arranged to show how one should feed a sannyasi. So this devotee was very fortunate. He was so happy that the Supreme Lord had decided and chosen to come to his home, and he served all of them their lunch. And so Lord showed how one should actually be serving a sannyasi. Sarvaratri Krishna Katha Kirtana Prasange Achilena Ananta Pandita Ghare Range.
The Lord happily passed that entire night discussing topics of Krishna in the house of Ananta Pandit.
शुभ दृष्टि अनंत पंडित प्रतिकारी प्रभाते चलीला प्रभु बलि हरि हरि. In the morning, the Lord glanced mercifully on Ananta Pandit and chanted the name of Hari as he departed. देखी सर्वतापहर श्री चंद्र वदना Hari Bali Sarva Loke Dake Anukshana.
On seeing the Lord's moon-like face, which destroys all miseries, everyone repeatedly chanted Hari Bol. So just by looking at Lord's face, people, everyone, whoever would see, all his miseries would be destroyed, and automatically they would start chanting Hari Bol.
Yogindra Hridaya Ati Durlabha Charana Hena Prabhu Chali Aya Dekhe Sarvajana. The same Lord whose lotus feet are rarely seen in the hearts of the topmost yogis was now walking before the vision of all. So this was the most astounding time. Lord had descended in the material world, and because of his mere presence in the material world, even the most unqualified people had the opportunity to see the Lord walking, whose feet are very rarely seen by those perfect yogis who see the Lord in their heart when they meditate. So that Lord, rarest of all, is now visible in front of them and walking. मत प्रभु जहाँ विलित कूले कूले आइले नक्षत्र भोग महाकुतूहले.
In this way, the Lord walked along the bank of the Ganges till he happily arrived at Chhatrabhog.
Say Chhatrabhoge Ganga Ishatamukhi वही ते याचेना सर्व जन करि सुखी जलमय शिवलिंग आचे से स्थाने अम्बुलिंग घाट करी बल सर्वजने. In Chhatrabhog, the Ganges flows in 100 streams, Shatamukhi. So she divides into 100 different streams and therefore making everyone happy. At this place, there is a spot known to everyone as Ambulinga Ghat, where there is a Shivalinga made of water. Ambulinga Shankara Lilaye Nimitta Se Gata Kahi Shuna Hanaeka Chitta.
Hear attentively. So this is for all of us, that we hear attentively the following narration of how Ambulinga Shiva appeared there, how that water Shivalinga appeared.
Hari Hari. Purve Bhagiratha Kari Ganga Aradhana Ganga Nilena Vamsha Uddhara Karana. Previously, Bhagirath worshipped the Ganges and brought her to this world to deliver his forefathers. Gangara Virahe Shiva Vivala Kaiya Shiva Ilena Sheshe Ganga Sanariya.
Shiva became overwhelmed in separation from the Ganges. While remembering the Ganges, he eventually came to this place.
Gangare Dekhiya Shiva Se Chhatrabhoge Vivala Haila Ati Ganga Anurage. When Shiva saw the Ganges at Chhatrabhog, he became overwhelmed with attachment for the Ganges. Ganga dekhi matra Shiva Gangaya padila Jala rupe Shiva jahan vite Mishaila.
As soon as he saw the Ganges, he entered the water. He then took the form of water and merged in the Ganges. So Lord Shiva's ecstasy when he sees Mother Ganga, that he immediately entered in her and then he merged with her, forming the Shivalinga.
Jagannath jahana viyo dekhiya Shankara Puja kari lena bhakti kariya vistara. When Jahanavi, the mother of the universe, saw Shiva, she worshipped him with great devotion. Shiva se jane na Ganga bhakti mahima. Ganga o jane na Shiva bhakti yasima.
Shiva knew the glories of worshipping the Ganges, and the Ganga also knew the glories of worshipping Shiva.
Ganga jala sparshe Shiva haila jala maya. Ganga o pujila ati kariya vinaya. When Shiva came in touch with the water of the Ganges, he transformed into water, and Ganga also humbly worshipped him. Jala rupe Shiva rahi lena se stane. Ambulinga Ghat Kari Goshe Sarvajane.
Shiva remained at that place in the form of water. So everyone glorified that place as Ambulinga Ghat.
Ganga Shiva Prabhave Se Chhatrabhoga Grama Haila Parama Dhanya Mahatirtha Nama. By the influence of the Ganges and Lord Shiva, this village of Chhatrabhog became the most glorious and celebrated as a great tirtha. Tadhi Madhya Vishesha Mahima Haila Ara Pahiye Chaitanya Chandra Charana Vihara.
So this place was already glorious because Ganga was there.
And
It
Lord
became
Shiva.
even more glorious when Lord Shiva entered and formed the Ambulinga. And now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had come here. So this place became even more glorious after Sri Chaitanya Chandra visited and enjoyed pastimes here.
Chhatra bhoge gela Prabhu Ambulinga ghate Shatamukhi Ganga Prabhu Dekhila nikate. The Lord went to Ambulinga Ghat at Chhatrabhog and saw the Ganges flowing in 100 streams there. देखिया है ना प्रभु आनंदे विवाला हरि बलि हुंकार करे न कोलाहला.
On seeing the Ganges there, the Lord became overwhelmed with ecstasy and roared loudly while chanting the name of Hari.
आचार कायेन नित्यानंद कोलिकारी सर्वगाने जय दिया bale hari hari. As the Lord forcefully fell to the ground, Nityananda caught hold of him and all the devotees chanted Jai Hari Hari. Ananda Avisha Prabhu Sarvagane Laya Se Ghate Snana Kari Lena Sukhihana.
In great ecstasy, the Lord happily took bath at that ghat with his associates.
Aneka Kautuke Prabhu Kari Lena Snane Veda Vyasa Taha Sabha Likhive Purane. While taking bath, the Lord enacted many pastimes that will be described in the Puranas by Vedvyas later. Snanagari Mahaprabhu Uthile na kule Yehi vastra pare se Thite prema jale.
After completing his bath, Mahaprabhu came out of the water, but as soon as he put on dry clothes, they became soaked with his tears of love. So one side there was Ganga who was, in which Mahaprabhu was drowning and wetting himself, and coming out was his tears, which was like same quantity as Mother Ganga was there, and he was all soaked in his own tears.
पृथ्वी वाहे एक शतमुखी धारा प्रभुर नयने वहे शतमुखी आरा.
100 streams of the Ganges were flowing on the earth, and another 100 streams were flowing from the Lord's eyes. Oh my God, what is this vision which Vrindavan Das Thakur is describing?
अपूर्ण देखिया सबे हासे भक्त गण हे नमः प्रभु गौर चंद्रेर क्रंदन. The devotees laughed when they saw this wonderful pastime. Such was the crying of Gaura Chandra Mahaprabhu. से ग्रामे अधिकारी रामचंद्र खान्ना यद्यपि विषयी तबो महाभाग्यवान. The administrator of that village was Ramchandra Khan. Although he was a sense enjoyer, Vishayi, he was greatly fortunate. Anyatha prabhur sange tana dekha kene Daivagat asiyami lila se sthane.
Otherwise, how could he see the Lord? By the arrangement of providence, he met the Lord there. So Lord was there performing his pastime, and this Ati Bhagyavan Ramachandra Khan happened to visit there.
देखिया प्रभुर तेज भय हैल माने दोला हैते सत्तवरे. When he saw the Lord's effulgence, he became filled with awe and immediately got down from his palanquin. दंडवत हैया पड़ी लापद तहने प्रभुर नाही कबाया प्रेमानंद जले.
He fell flat at the lotus feet of the Lord, but the Lord had no external consciousness as he shed tears of ecstatic love.
हाँ जगन्नाथ प्रभु बलि गान गाना पृथ्वी ते पड़ी घना करये क्रंदना. The Lord fell to the ground and cried profusely while repeatedly exclaiming, "O Jagannath, देखिया प्रभुर आरती रामचंद्र खाना अंतरे विदीर्ण होइला सज्जनेर प्राण."
When Ramchandra Khan saw the Lord was in such distress, his gentle heart was shattered. So Lord was in Virah, Lord was thinking of Jagannath. So just now he had bathed in Mother Ganga, he had remembered Lord Shiva, and now he was meditating on Jagannath.
कोनमते ए आतीरा नाहि संवरणा कादे आरहे mata chinte mane mana. He began to cry as he thought, there is no way to check such grief. Such intense grief was there. त्रिभुवने न आचे देखी से क्रंदना विदीर्ण नहाय काष्ठा पाषाणे रमाना.
Anyone within the three worlds who, after seeing such crime, does not become agitated must have a heart of stone or wood.
किंचुस्ते रहाई वैकुंठेर चूड़ामणि जिज्ञासील रामचंद्र खाने रे तुम्ही. After becoming somewhat pacified, the crest jewel of Vaikuntha, Vaikuntera Chudamani, asked Ramchandra Khan, "Who are you? Ke tumi?" Sambhavane hariya danda vatakar yoda bale prabhu dasanu dasamuni tora.
So imagine he was a Vishayi and his first time meeting the Supreme Lord, and just by his darshan, how the heart has transformed. So folding his hand with awe and reverence, Ramchandra replied, "O Lord, I am Das Anudas, I am the servant of your servant."
विशेष सर्वलोके लागिल कहिते ए अधिकारी प्रभु दक्षिण राज्यते. Then other persons there informed the Lord, he is the administrator of this southern province. Prabhu bane tumi adhikari bada bhala नीलाचले आमी आई के मते
Shakala. The Lord said, "It is good that you are the administrator. Tell me how I can quickly reach Nilachal." So Lord is very focused on reaching Nilachal. So he's asking for the way.
वह ये आनंद धारा कहिते कहिते नीलाचंद्र बलि पड़िला भूमिते. As the Lord spoke, tears of love flowed from his eyes. He then fell to the ground exclaiming, "O Neela Chala Chandra, Ramachandra Khanna Bale Shuna Mahashaya, Ye Agya Tomara Se Kartavya Nishchaya."
Ramchandra Khan replied, "Listen, Mahashay, it is certainly my duty to do whatever you order."
Sabe Prabhu Hari Ache Vishama Samaya Se Deshe E Deshe Keha Vatana Hivaya. But Lord, the situation is very tense right now. There is no travel between the two states. So we remember yesterday there was a description that how the province of Bengal and province of Orissa, the kingdoms were not at good terms and situation was very tense and the travel was banned from one state to another. Raja Trishula Punti Yache Sthane Sthane Pathika Paila Jashu Balilaya Prane.
The king's men have booby-trapped the road with sharp spears. If they happen to find a traveler, they accuse him of being a spy and execute him. Jashu Balilaya Prane.
Jasus. So it's
So he's
very,
a jasus, he's a spy, and so they tell that he's a spy and they execute him at that time.
and otherwise the road is booby trapped. So very, very dangerous situation. Konadi kadiya vapa thana lokayatya
Ahate darana
Prabhu Shunamanadiya.
Oh Lord, listen carefully. I'm apprehensive about which way I can send you in secret. So now Ramchandra started thinking that how do I secretly arrange so that the Lord reaches there safely?
Actually, I was just thinking that Lord usually would know the path to Nilachal, but why is he asking this question? So now we know that the road was very dangerous. So Muni se naskara etha kara mora bhara nagali paile age samshaya amara.
I'm the army commander and I oversee this area. If I'm caught helping you, I will be in trouble. So the correct person actually has come to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he can definitely help. But then he's telling that if they find that I am helping you, then I'll be in trouble.
तथापि से ये ते केने प्रभु मोर नया ये तो मारा आज्ञता करिमो निश्चय. Still, O Lord, I will somehow or other certainly fulfill your request. At such great risk, actually, he is offering his service. यदि मोरे भृत्या हे न ज्ञानता के माने तबे तभिक्षा आजी कर सर्वगणे.
If you accept me as your servant, then you and your associates will kindly take meal with me today.
जाति प्राण दान केने मोहर नयाया आजी रात्रि तो मा पाथाई मु सर्वथाया. I am prepared to lose my caste, life, and wealth, but I will certainly help you cross the border tonight. So this is like, we hear this from the gopis of Vrindavan, that they're willing to give up anything, their family, their husbands, their in-laws, their children, and they go and meet the Lord. So here he's saying, I'm prepared to lose everything, caste, his life, his wealth, but he's determined to help the Supreme Lord. Shuniya haila sukhi vaikuntera natha hasidane kari lena shobha drishtipata.
On hearing his words, the Lord of Vaikuntha smiled and glanced mercifully on him.
दृष्टि मात्र तांड्र सर्व बंधशय करी ब्राह्मण आश्रमे रही लेना गौरहरि. After Gaurahari freed him from all material bondage by his merciful glance, the Lord went to stay in the Brahmana's house. Brahmana mandire haila parama mangala प्रत्यक्ष पाइल सर्व सुकृति रफल.
Thus that Brahmana's house became sanctified as he directly perceived the fruits of his past pious deeds.
नाना यत्न दृढ़ भक्ति योग चित्तहाना प्रभु रंधन विप्र करिले नगिया. The Brahmana's heart filled with devotion as he began to cook for the Lord with great care. नाम से ठाकुर मात्र करे न भोजना निज वेश अवकाश नाही एक क्षण.
The Lord ate only as a matter of formality, for he was so absorbed in his own ecstatic mood that he could not be diverted for even a moment. And what was that ecstatic mood? He was completely focused on Neela Chandra, that was occupying his consciousness, and he was just waiting for the darshan.
Bhikshakare Prabhu Priya Varga Santushata Niravadi Prabhu Rabo Jana Paramatha. The Lord ate only for the satisfaction of his beloved devotees. The Lord's food always consisted of only spiritual foodstuffs. विशेष चलीला ये आवधि जगन्नाथे नाम से भोजन प्रभु कर से साइते.
In particular, on his journey to Jagannath Puri, the Lord ate only out of formality.
निरवधि जगन्नाथ प्रति आति करी आई से न सब पथ आपना पसरी. For the entire journey, the Lord anxiously prayed to Jagannath and forgot himself. काली रात्रि देना पाथेरा संचारा की बजन की बस्तन की बपार पार की चुना ही जाने प्रभु डूबी प्रेम रसे प्रिय वर्ग राखे निरवधि रही पाशे.
The Lord was completely oblivious to everything as he drowned in the mellows of ecstatic love. He did not know whether it was day or night, or whether he had crossed a river or walked through water or over land. So Lord was so absorbed, like it is mentioned, that he hardly ate. He ate as a formality. Unlike us, like when we plan for a trip to Jagannath Puri, we start, okay, what all meals will be there in the train, and what for breakfast, what for lunch, what for dinner, and all that. And Mahaprabhu's consciousness is so divine.
And this is like unfathomable. He was traveling,
walking,
and he's not, he did not know whether it was day or it was night, whether he was crossing the river, whether he was in water or he was traveling over land. He was completely oblivious to all of that. So much was his absorption in Jagannath.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So thank you all very much for joining, and we will see you tomorrow morning for our sacred morning japa. Please do your activities, take the challenge properly, and please visit the website and mark that. It is a beautiful chakra which our Vishal Prabhu has very beautifully and creatively created there. So as you will complete one day, second day, third day, see how your own chariot, the wheel of the chariot would become complete. So please do mark that. And thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.